Hey everyone, welcome back to the program. So Billy Joel recently released his first new single since 2007, and while that's a big deal on its own, I think a lot of people don't realize just how significant this is. I mean, not only does this mark the return of Billy Joel recording songs again, it's a turning point for him personally, and in this video we're going to talk about why he stopped recording altogether and what brought him back into the studio to make this song. But before we get into all that, real quick, if you like this kind of music-based content, and if you haven't already, please consider subscribing to the channel. It makes a big difference and I really appreciate it. Thank you to those who already have. All right, on with the video. So in order to tell this story, it's important that we go back to 1993 with the release of Billy Joel's 12th album, River of Dreams. And while that record performed quite well commercially, Billy Joel has since stated that he was disappointed by its overall reception. And that experience left a profound effect on him, so much so that he's never released another pop rock album since. And what's interesting is that even he seemed to know that this was going to be the end while recording the album, since the last track contains these lyrics. And these are the last words I have to say. It's always hard to say goodbye, but now it's time to put this book away. Then that's the story of my life. For Billy, River of Dreams was a disappointment because he put so much work into that album, but found that apart from the title track, the singles failed to make the kind of impact he felt they should have. He said, "What's the point of putting myself through writing and recording if it doesn't mean what it's supposed to mean out there in the world?" Over the years, he's stated in numerous interviews that he has a very high standard for himself. And so after the release of River of Dreams, he felt like it was time to hang up his writing hat. In a 2018 interview for Vulture, Billy Joel goes into more depth, stating, "When I stopped writing songs, it was time. I couldn't be as good as I wanted, and that was driving me crazy. Because of that, I knew I was going to beat myself up for not being better. So I stopped." In a recent interview for the New York Times, he elaborates by saying, "I have this fear of writing something that's not good. I have a very high bar for myself, and the work to get there is intimidating. I don't want to go through it anymore." And most recently, he summed it up by saying, "It stopped being fun after a while. Songwriting became difficult, recording became not fun." In the years since River of Dreams, he's continued to write music, but not in the same vein as he did before. In 2001, he released an instrumental album of classical piano compositions. Then in 2007, he released a couple of singles, one as an anniversary present for his then wife, and another which Celine Dion sang on, but other than that, it's been pretty much radio silence when it comes to writing new music. And over the years, others have unsuccessfully tried to get him to record again, including Rick Rubin and former Columbia Records president Clive Davis. So I have to ask, how exactly did a chance meeting with a relatively unknown songwriter convince Billy Joel to step back into the recording studio? Freddie Wexler began his career as an intern for Sony Music and eventually scoring his own record deal as a recording artist, but found more success as a songwriter, writing hits for others such as Justin Bieber, Ariana Grande, Kanye West, Blackpink, and many more. And over the years, one of his goals was to meet his idol, Billy Joel. He found little success going through his industry contacts, but randomly it was his wife who ended up connecting the two songwriters together, since she happened to know Billy Joel's family doctor. And the doctor was the one who set up a meeting for both of them in 2022. While talking during lunch, Jesse just flat out told Billy Joel, "I don't believe you can't write songs anymore." And something about his confidence struck a nerve with Billy. Even though he initially dismissed this notion, he was intrigued by Freddie. He sensed that Freddie believed in him even when he doubted himself. After lunch, Freddie sent Billy Joel some of his songs, and in return, he sent him a CD full of unfinished material, and the pair started collaborating together. All of this culminated with a song that Freddie had started writing with some of his friends called "Turn the Lights Back On." Billy Joel liked the song because it just felt right. The music was the right kind of music, and somehow Jesse convinced him to record it. After hearing one of his first takes, Billy's first thought was, "I don't hate it," which might not seem like a good thing, but you have to understand that for all of his success, Billy Joel never really liked his voice and has always tried to sing like somebody else or imagine he is someone else when singing. As work continued on the single, Billy got more into the arrangement of the song and he started to enjoy the process again because he could just focus on the music and let Freddie deal with the business side of producing. And perhaps with him getting older, taking that long break from the music business, and knowing he has a steady source of income performing his old hits live in concert, took off a lot of pressure in the studio. He said, "I remember stressing when I would release a recording. I don't have any of that now. I just sang a song. If they like it, great. If they don't, it doesn't mean that it isn't good." At the 2024 Grammys, Billy Joel performed the song live, the first time he's played the award show since 2002. But it was the red carpet interview that I think really sums up why this is such a big deal. As his wife said, "I'm proud that he was able to get back into the studio and do what he loves because it's his passion, and for a long time it was hard for him to have his passion, so I'm really happy he enjoys it again." So will this mark the beginning of a new era of Billy Joel music? Well, it's hard to say for sure, but with his long-standing Madison Square Garden residency coming to an end in 2024, that may mean more free time for him to explore new material. And judging by the title and the lyrics of the new single, it could be seen as a hint of more to come from the singer-songwriter. But in the end, if nothing else comes from this and all we get is this one new song, I am grateful and happy that it came from a genuine place. It wasn't born out of the need for money or pressure from a record label. He's doing it because he wants to and enjoys it. On top of all of this, he's doing it on his terms, and I hope this encourages him moving forward and that we get to hear more new music from Billy. But I'm not gonna hold my breath. Whatever he wants to do, obviously he can do, but yeah. All right, everybody, that'll do it for today. Let me know what you think of this song in the comments down below. Are you hopeful that we're gonna hear more new music from Billy? Do you think we'll get a new album? Let me know with a comment down below. Until then, thank you all so much for watching, but I especially want to thank my members over on Patreon. They really help to keep this channel going with their monthly contributions. All right, everybody, I'm your Vinyl Geek, and I'll catch you on the flip side.